Hey folks, we're back once again. Welcome back to another review of the 90s era superhero movies. Hope you enjoyed my review of Slash Rant on Darkman 2, The Return to Rant, which again I thought was a lame sequel. And welcome back to another Darkman review. This is the last one. And as far as I know, this is the actual last Darkman movie that they ever made. Anyway, before I get into all of that, this time I'm reviewing, this is the third film, Darkman movie, or the second sequel. And the part of the final Darkman movie, I would say. And that is starring Jeff Fahey, and again, Arthur also responding his role as Peyton Westlake, Darkman. That is Darkman 3, Die Darkman Die. Yeah, weird title, but okay. This movie I actually thought was decent. Just watched it on Prime Video. That was an alright movie. Yeah. Decent. I actually say I think this one was actually better. A lot better than the second one in my opinion. This was better than the second one. No, the one with the Liam Neeson is still the true best Darkman movie in my opinion. This sequel was okay. This was alright. For what it was. It was okay. I still have my problems though, some complaints I still have about it, like I did in the, with the second one, but despite some issues though, I did like the sequel. For what it was decent. Once again, Sam Raimi also served as executive producer on this film, and this film was released in 1996 for the production. Darkman 3 Die Darkman Die is the sister picture to his predecessor, Darkman 2 Return to Rant. Both films were greenlit together by Universal Pictures in 1992, and again, direct-to-video as well, and developed alongside one another. Darkman 3 was written by Michael Cawley and Mike Ward. The pair finally closed to polishing their script at Face Off, which, pitched before the Darkman sequels, went through a projected development across two studios. It ended up being filmed after them. Some narrative elements, such as the character taking his arch-enemy's facial features and becoming close to the latter's unexpected family, are common to both Darkman 3 and Face Off. Dark Horse Comics, Mark Viddin, Arthur Time Cop, which would actually, based on comic, was a movie that also came out in 1994, starring Jean-Paul Van Damme. Great movie. In this Raimi-produced film adaptation, performed some uncredited rewrites on Darkman 3. Venner was also the original writer for the Dark Horse adaptation The Mask, which I love that movie, also came out in 94, starring Jim Carrey, to which Ward injected major script revisions. It is unknown whether the involvement of both men on those two projects is condoned. Due to Larry Drake's prior commitments, the sequel he appeared was scheduled to be shot last and routinely assumed that this will be his release order as well. For this reason, Darkman 3 was known as Darkman 2 during production. However, in a March 1995 interview, actress Roxanne Dawson said she was unsure of the film's final title. His wishes have switched the releases around and altered the numbers accordingly, which led to someone minor increases in the now renamed Darkman 3. His research concerning the skin is less advanced than his prequel. Filming Like Return to Rant, Die Darkman Die was shot in Toronto, and used much of the same crew. Sorry, I can't say it right. Principal photography started on November 15, 1993, concluded on December 20th. The crew then took a break for the shooting of the other installment. The budget for both films were hardly less than $7 million, with Darkman 3 Return to Rant was $4 million. Key set pieces to make most of the film's modest means. One director of the final factory explosion, Die Darkman Die, was the largest in Canadian film history at that point. However, the Canadian also remembers a relatively simple scene he had written, where an early Darkman bash a thug's head into the hood of a car, which makes it as the required props and stunt presents were too expensive. Darkman 3 was released on VHS tape on August 20th, also on Laserdisc, and reissued on DVD. Darkman 3 received a prime newer TV showing on Fox for the reception. Jeff Fahey's dual performance as Darkman and Rooker were widely praised. I do Jeff Fahey as the villain, Peter Rooker as Rooker. He was great. He was definitely the best. He gave us the best performance in the movie, in my opinion. He's fantastic. He's definitely a reason I want to watch this movie again. or want to. He's completely different than Durant. The film received mixed reviews. One critic says the story is pretty convoluted. I disagree with that. The second sequel, I don't think it's a campy approach. No. Never heard somebody call, I just critic calling it campy. I'm like, no. Darkman is bizarre, crazy. It's bizarre, crazy, not campy. But Darkman 3 were made, and 2 and 3 were made for TV Fox based on a TV show. According to Larry Drake, Raimi also told him that his story was in place for a fourth feature that would see Durant return once more should the first two sequels be successful. But also said that he would have considered restoring his work, but remained on the fence due to the toll taken on him by extended makeup sessions. After the films, the actor vowed not to take on such effects work again. He later modified his stance to appear in The Mummy. Although much of that was CGI, in May 2022, Raimi acknowledged that Universal was considering a new Darkman film, and named the producer and oversee the project. His comment pertained to a question about a lazy sequel, suggesting a reboot that would ignore the direct-to-video installments. Yeah, but nothing's happened yet. But I did like to see Liam Neeson retire. Yeah, Arnold Falasso, I don't say I don't hate Universal Arnold Falasso. I know I didn't mention this, but I do like him as an actor. I just, again, in this film, in Darkman 3, I didn't care for him as Darkman, that's not my but I do like him in The Mummy. He's good in that, The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. And I like him, in Hard Target. He's a great villain in that. Lando, next time I come back, I cut me a steak. I wouldn't want you to hurt my feelings. See, he's great in that movie. And I liked him in G.I. Joe. Even though it's not a good movie, I think he was good. And Agent Cody Banks, he was in that with Frankie Muniz and Hilary Duff. Can't think of any other movie. Well, he voiced Black Adam and Superman and Shazam. I got definitely do a review on that. Rudolph Frost Superman, he did a review on. He was in that and Green Lantern. So he's done other superhero stuff, animated movies like Superman and Green Lantern. So, yeah. Jeff Fahey is Peter Brooker. The main villain, I thought he was good. Daryl Fugle as Dr. Bridget Thorne, Roxanne Dawson as Angela Ripper, Nigel Bennett as Nico, John Novak as Richard Attorney Brian Mitchell, Sean Doyle as Adam, Joe Piston as Mayo, Fawn Flores as Johnny Lee, Walker Bowen as Sergeant Troy. The film is directed by Bradford May once again. It is written by Michael Collery, Mike Wardford, based on the characters by Sam Raimi, produced by David Russell, cinematography by Bradford May, edited by Daniel Kane. Music is by Randy Miller. Distributed by MCA Universal Home Video. It was released August 20th, 1996 in the United States. And it's 87 minutes long, so it's a lot shorter than the second movie, which is nice. And it's short, so. Okay, let me get to the plot synopsis of Darkman 3. Sorry about quality, but this room doesn't have, I don't have a lot of light in this room either. It's the only light I got right here. Sorry. But anyway, scientists, again, the plot synopsis of this movie of Darkman 3, Die Darkman Die. Burns Carter finds Pat Wesley roams the night as his alter ego, the cloaked Darkman. When Darkman, who often steals from the corrupt, crosses drug kingpin Peter Rooker, he finds a worthy adversary. Rooker tricks Darkman into an operation, implanting a remote control device in his mind to free himself from his enemy. Darkman must now take Rooker or die, a job that will draw the they were close, and especially close to his target's family. Yeah. Peter Worker, who is a entrepreneur, but he's also a drug dealer. Worker is he's a bad guy, the villain, of course, who wants to, he's after Peyton's abilities, his strength, and he wants to use that to make billions of dollars to kind of like take over the city. And he does have a wife and daughter who Darkman develops a bond with them, and I do like that though. That was the best part of the movie as well. Yeah. And of course Darkman has to, stop him from doing that, and of course, defeat Rooker, take him down, and of course save Rooker's family, who he's planning to murder. So yeah, there's a plot for you. Talk about the film itself. Sorry. But the movie opens again. Again, I have an issue with this one opening where it's the same as the second movie's opening, where you get the title before you get the rest of the opening titles. You get Peyton Westlake talking about what happened to him in his accident, and we have to get a repeat again of what happened in the first movie. That was annoying. I just didn't like that. I had a problem with that with the second movie, and here I have a problem with the two. I'm like, what? Like, I've seen the first Darkman. I don't need to be told what happened to him. I know everything about it. Why do we have to recap we don't have to recap it, You don't have to retell me the first movie. I've seen it. I know what happened to him, about his accident in the lab, getting blown up, being on fire. But the reason they do it here is because there's a doctor that was there, the one that was looking after him, or one of these doctors knew him. Yeah, that's why. Then you get the opening titles, and you do have the music there, which I really knew. Some of the themes is by Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman probably worked on these movies, these sequels, but they use the themes that he did for the main, especially probably the main title of Darkman, because, we kind of important to credit him, because he did create the music for it. But Westlake is still, as you say, fighting crime a little bit as Darkman. In the beginning there's a criminal exchange going on by a businessman and crime boss, Peter Rooker. And Rooker is trying to, make this deal with this guy, but this guy betrays him. But meanwhile, when this deal is going on, Darkman shows up to stop this deal. And he throws this guy like, hi, he knocks him out. And Rooker finds out this guy's trying to cheat him. He's like, you won't be cheating me. We've been friends for a long time. It's just, Jeff Fahey's Jeff Fahey's voice is very intimidating. He's like, you won't be trying to betray me, would you? And then he just gets two guns out and shoots the guy dead. And his man just walks by him. He's like, oh, they grab him. He's like, oh, this guy knocked me out. Again, I don't know why Darkman just doesn't kill the guy. I mean, chloroform him with poison or something. So you don't get caught like an idiot, But anyway, Darkman just beat on him. Well, he's got the strength anyway. They can't really make him feel pain. But he runs away. Since he doesn't feel pain, he goes through an electric fence. The guys can't go either, but the guy chases him down the sewer. He's like, where were you, freak? And Darkman's like, freak, huh? Darkman takes the mask off. He sees Darkman's face. And he's like, runs in. He's like, Darkman's like, run, coward! And he gets stuck trying to, there's cars coming. He's so afraid he won't go back down there. So he's looking up. This reminds me of the first movie with Ted Raimi, when Darkman is sticking his head up there. But this time you see him, the truck come and it hits him and he gets decapitated, his head falls off. Then you see Westlake getting some supplies. And then once again, he lives underground in a subway. And of course he has his train, which I do like. He tells him if any oncoming trains or whatever. It's a cool computer where he can talk to his computer and stuff. And I like that. And he's testing the work, just hanging out with the cat for a bit. And, just where he falls asleep and he wakes up thinking, that he was able to purify his skin. That way he can get his whole face back. He kind of just dances around, and then he wakes up again. It's just another fantasy in his head. But, it alerts him that there's security go, and it's this lady named Dr. Bridget Thorne, one of the vicious who saved his life following his brutal attack at the hands of Robert G. Durant. She tells him, she's been looking him up, because people, have seen Darkman, but they figured, he's just like Bigfoot, because he really exists, But she tracks him down because she puts a tracking device on the supply kit that, box that he brings to his home with him. So she follows him down there, tells him, I want to help you, Peyton. I want to help you get better. I want to help you, get your face back. And he's like, I don't trust you. I want nothing to do with you. Leave. But then he slowly begins to trust her. She takes him to his lab. To her lab, like, well, Daddy, help me pay this debt, that her dad helps her pay for this stuff, So she says to help him repair his nervous system. But she puts him on her operation table and puts his back there, in his neck, just to shows her face the liquid it works. That way he can put, his face on and it can remain permanent for him, which he wanted. And then he says, Bridget, I had a dream that you were trying to stab me, call me a freak, so you hated me, you were mad at me, or something like that. And then, Worker shows up. Robin explains that he desires the superhuman strength that Wesley has at his disposal. He wants the strength. And, of course, Rhonda is laughing. And before Darkman can attack, she, clicks his button at him. It's this remote device in his neck, back here in his neck. He's like, you betrayed me. Why? He's like, because he's my mistress. I'm going to help him out. So, no. She betrayed him. Bitch. Not the woman in real life, just the character's a bitch. That's what I'm saying. But they want to work with Thor, want to use Darkman to unlock the secrets behind his strength by, of course, testing the skin and seeing if they get DNA sample for him. He's chained up and stuff, upside down, and he gets mad. His rage gives him the strength, and he's able to break out. One of his men seems they're like, he's broken out. They start shooting at him. A chase happens. There's some good special effects in there with the explosions and stuff when they're shooting at him and Darkman's running on barrels and and he gets in the car, he breaks the window, he's like, you idiots can't shoot, and nice explosions. I will admit this movie also has better effects than the third film. You see, this film have a budget. I just wanted to look it up real quick. I don't know, maybe a bit of more of a, I don't know the budget of the movie, but at least this one had more of a budget than the third film. But anyway, Darkman ends up getting caught. They shoot at him. He falls through a window and into the arms of the villains, and Bridget pushes the button for the remote device in his neck. He's like, oh, why'd you do this to me? Because he feels the pain in his neck. And we want to become more like you. And they grab him, kind of put him in the down gauge or whatever. And she's like, I trusted you, Bridget. Why'd you do this to me? She's like, well, life's a bitch, and so am I. And she says, then she says, here, do this. She's like, why are you doing this to me? He's like, because we want your strength. We desire that. We want that. And he's just like, and you find out, again, with the character of Worker, he has got something against Ryan Mitchell, who's going to be this DA or whatever, who's going to try to arrest him for his crimes. And he plans to, of course, kill the guy by stealing Darkman's strength, for his men, to make them invulnerable to pain. I do like the line though when Mitchell calls him an animal. He's like, "Animal? Who's he calling an animal?" And again, he's a wife and daughter, but he treats them so horribly. His daughter's like, "Hey, Daddy." He's like, "Honey, get out." You know, he yells at his daughter. And Bridget, he makes out with her. You know, and she sees that he's cheating on her, and you're like thinking, he's a jerk. But anyway, what happens is, eventually Darkman's able to escape. He's able to find like a piece or whatever, or equipment, or whatever, something. He gets it out of his neck, the remote device out of his neck, and he shoots he fights with one of his workers' men, shoots him in the eye. He's like, "That's an eyefold, isn't it?" And uses it on the bad guy. And he's able to escape and plan his revenge. Wesley, trying to learn more about Rooker, eventually, has these bugs or whatever. This one bug messes, he's like, "Damn." And one guy is like, "Can I hear?" One guy is like, "Can I hear?" Henchman says, "Can you hear that?" "Yeah, it's your big mouth." But you hear what Rooker's saying, and Wesley becomes Rooker by hearing his voice and imitating the voice, recording it, making sure he's getting the right move to. Because Darkman can do impressions of another voice. He goes to the party to look for this disc, the disc that has his skin on it that he's able to work on. And the little girl runs to him and says, "Daddy, can you tell me in?" And then they throw a party for him. And he doesn't know how to play the piano. They just keep telling the little girl, they do a duet, which is sweet. But then the cops come, and Rooker tells the cop that he'll cooperate, tells the DA that, and his was like, he's like, "Rooker, boss, what are you doing?" And again, I do like Darkman's bond with them, as he can feel sorry for them because they live such a horrible man. But he starts to bond with them. Jenny gives him like a heart, this like bracelet of this heart looks like a bracelet. That was very sweet, and he's like, "I don't care about them, I don't need them," but he's feeling for them. But he goes, but sees them again because he has to run away at first, though, because that 99 minutes is almost up. Remember, 99 minutes is up. His face goes back to being him. So he gets out of there quickly. And Jeff Fahey Rooker shows up saying, What's happened here?" I was like, "You're a bastard for what you did." But he's mad at him. He doesn't know why. He's mad at telling him what happened. And his wife thinks he's up to something. But anyway, he goes to Rooker, Peyton, Darkman, as Rooker, goes to a Beauty and the Beast play, just be with her, and then of course leaves quickly. Even holds her hand. Rooker was able to eventually use his experiments. Thanks to help of Bridget, Bridget use his strength as formula, even though she's more than that. They're not like Wesley. They don't have this personality. They could be different. They could be crazy. But the men start beating up each other. One Benjamin's like, "I feel fucking great." They start fighting. It's like, "Calm down, children." He wants them to assassinate and attack at a public gathering the district attorney. Wesley, Peyton tries to go to the mother and daughter, tell Angela. He tells Angela, "My name is your parent." Wesley, "That was me the other night. I was at the Beauty and the Beast play." But she thinks she says, "You're crazy. I don't know you. Get away from me." And they just drive away. He's like, "You need to stay away from him. He's a bad man." But anyway, that night Roger goes to the convention or whatever, the public gathering for Mitchell to become DA. He stops the assassination attempt, but he talks to him and tells him he wants his skin back. He's like, and Rooker pretty much tells him, "I plan to use this skin to give myself abilities and your abilities, so that way, with your strength, with this serum, I can make billions of dollars, and I can have it all with Mitchell out of the way. I can take over the city. Yeah. And they try to attack, but Darkman fights them off, and they fight with the cops. Rooker, has a date with his daughter, date with his wife, and it tells him, tells Rooker that she's done with him, she's going to divorce him, and tells his daughter, he's like, I don't think so. Puts a gun at her, but the waiter does. But instead, Bridget, I guess, never mind, who was in love with Rooker, and she's like, she's wearing a wig that's red, and it's one of the men shoots her dead, and Patient asks what happened, but she's like, no, I was going to betray him too, and then she dies. He kidnaps his family, takes them back to the Thorns laboratory, and holds them hostage. He injects himself with a super strength formula. He fights some of the men, he kills them, he fights with, because Angela tries to drop some stuff on him. He's like, Angela, you tried to kill me, my own wife. And not a good thing to do. And, him and Darkman get into this big fight. And he's like, he's like really over the top and silly. Welcome to Westlake Mountain, or something like that. So there's a fight with Darkman. He has a laugh. He's got blood over his like, you want to be a strong man. A strong man loves his family, loves his daughter, spends time is being with his family. That's a strong man. Of course, he doesn't care because he's going Darkman. And this industrial shredder, he tricks him, and Rooker's like, he's in the shredder, he's like this, falls in his butt as he's falling shredder, he's like this, and dies to his death. The laboratory begins to explode. He's like, Angela, we've got to get out of here, and they run out of there. Jenny, her face becomes half scarred. I will admit that one thing was cool when the vent goes up in her face. She's like, that was a little silly acting there, but she ends up okay. Darkman, Peyton, her face is covered by Wesley decides to use his liquid skin to repair Jenny's face, the serum on her, and it works. Wesley tells Angela he's she's like, Wesley, wait, she falls him. They go on top of the building to the hospital. Says, let me see your face, Clyde. Angela's like, I want to see you. She sees his face and like, thank you so much for what you did. And he's like, you're welcome. And then, you hear him narrate, and he'll continue to fight crime and do what he needs to do, and the movie ends there. And that's Darkman 3, Die, Darkman, Die. Yeah, that's the ending of the film. Yeah, can't find my quotes, but I'm sure I'll read some quotes. But to finish up the rest of the review, give my final opinion on the movie, and I'll be done. For me, in my opinion, Darkman 3, this is a decent movie. This is an okay film. For what it is, it's okay. I think it's alright. When I say that, I just didn't think it was amazing. I didn't think it was great. But I thought it was alright for what it is. Again, I do have my problems with it, and I'll get to that. Before I do, I will say, mostly I like Jeff Fahey in this movie. As Peter Rooker, he was definitely the best thing about it. His performance was great. He's over the top. He overhams it, but he's fun in this movie. This is mannerism. He's completely different, you know. Because unlike Durant, who wants to sell weapons and stuff, or to the drug lord, he intends to go after Darkman's power. Is able to trick him, just get a woman to deceive him, and because he has, unlike Durant, he has a wife and daughter who he neglects terribly, treats them terribly. And another thing I do like Darkman's bond with Angela and Jenny. I thought that was a good bond. Yeah, I like that. That it was like you feel bad for Peyton though, because he was never able to get married or ever have a daughter of his own. So they were kind of like his own family there for a moment in this film, but he knows he can't really be with them because of his disfigurement and stuff. Yeah. Bradford May did an alright job directing. Again, I prefer another director, but yeah. Oh, cool. My verb who wrote this. My verb. I can't say his freaking name right. He also wrote this the screenplay for The Mask. So I love that movie. And Laura Croft. Yeah. Again, The Mask is definitely still a better movie than this, but that's just my opinion. But I'll get into my likes. The action I think is good. The special effects I think are better. The explosions are very good, very practical. A little bit dated CGI sometimes in here, but not so bad. And I do like when Darkman gets into the rage moments. There's some good editing in there, some good shots in there. Visually it's bizarre and stuff, but that's what Darkman being bizarre and stuff. Cinematography I thought was nice. For a direct-to-video film, this film did look pretty good for a direct-to-video movie. Yeah. Cinematography I actually thought was nice. Even in the second movie it was. But it's 87 minutes long. It's a very short film. 1 hour 27 minutes. It goes by at a really good pace. Not boring at all. And the climax I thought was good. The fight with the Darkman and Jeff Fahey and Peter Worker and Darkman's fight at the end was pretty good. It's probably my favorite climax in a Darkman movie. I'm not saying, the climax was good in the Darkman, in the first Darkman, but I do think, the actor was better, than the actor who was, than Louis Strack Jr., who was the billionaire that wanted to build a building, a city of the future. Definitely thought Worker, Jeff Fahey was a lot better than him. Yeah, he's able to talk to hands like him, but he does it many times better than it. He makes this film worthwhile. Well, I don't buy this movie on DVD if I can find it for cheap, but I'm okay watching it on TV for now. It's not a movie I'll rush out to buy, just because you have a great villain in here that does, Peter, Jeff Fahey really does steal the show. He does feel like the star of the movie, sadly. Even feel like Durant was the star of The Return of Durant, like his movie, But Ronald Falasso, he's one of my issues. I'm sorry, again, he's miscast. His acting is really bad, I think, as Darkman. I just think he was not good. That's just my opinion. I didn't care for Mr. Darkman. Liam Neeson does a better job. The action is here is good, but I just prefer the original movie. But again, folks, that's just me. I just prefer the original Darkman to be better. Yeah, I can't, Again, I don't think it's amazing. I don't think, this is a great movie. This is like one of the best superhero movies. No, definitely not. Not even close. And the story, I think, was pretty decent, though. But Darkman gets portrayed like an idiot, though, because he still can't figure out this woman's betraying him. And I'm like, he's too too trustworthy of trusting this woman. Even though she was a doctor, she was a healer, she ended up being a bitch and, betrayed him. She betrayed him when he got to come. And it kind of made Darkman look stupid, in my opinion. But other than that, the film is okay, at best. This film is okay, for what it is. Decent, It's a film I probably wouldn't buy on DVD, but I wouldn't mind watching on TV again. But even though Jeff Fahey, I say, is still the best thing about it, he's the reason this movie bumps up and the action is good. He's overhamming it. And some of the CGI, the special effects are good too. Yeah. So yeah. But Arnold Russell, I'm sorry. I think Arnold Russell could have been a villain in this movie instead. I think we should have had a better Darkman instead. That wasn't betrayed, but maybe Rooker is somewhat there's a war between him and Darkman, where he's going after Darkman just played by another actor. Russell could have played just one of the villains in the movie. I would have been fine with that. I could see Arnold Russell going up against Darkman as a henchman. That would have been awesome, I think, if that would happen. I don't know if we'll ever have another Darkman movie. I kind of doubt it. Maybe, but, lazy characters, you can't really bring the original cast back. Plus, Liam Neeson, it might be too old to play Darkman now, but to me, he will always be Darkman. Darkman, the one directed by Sam Raimi. Again, this film is not really third time's the charm. It's third time's, it almost works, but it doesn't completely fail. But some of it does work in this film. It's just not a masterpiece. It's not a great movie. It's just decent. It's okay for what it is. It's an alright movie. Yeah. That's all I have to say about it. But yeah, you don't have Sam Raimi, you don't have Liam Neeson, you just don't have lightning in a bottle, in my opinion. Yeah. I could definitely say, let's say I could just definitely watch this over Spider-Man 3, but that's just my opinion. Spider-Man 3, yeah, I don't really like that movie, but one day I'll be a rant on that movie. Anyway, this ain't about Spider-Man, this is about Darkman, but Darkman 3 was okay. But guys, Darkman 3, my rating for this movie, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah. And it's so-so. Not thumbs up, just a so-so. This film was okay, y'all, in my opinion. Just 3 out of 5 stars. So guys, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think of Darkman 3 in your opinion? Do you like it? Did you like it? Do you hate it? Is it your least favorite Darkman movie? What did you think of Darkman 3? Die, Darkman, Die. I know the title was lame though too. Should just be called Darkman 3. Why do we have to come up with stupid titles? Just Darkman 3. Just call it that. Die, Darkman, Die. That sounds like a music video instead of a movie. But, anyway, that's Darkman 3. Alright, guys, stay tuned for my next superhero review. Could be tomorrow, could be today. I don't know. Yeah. But my next superhero review is a Marvel movie that way before this character was in the MCU in 2011 and played by Chris Evans. He's played by this actor first, but this film came out in 1990. Stay tuned for my next review, superhero review, which is a Marvel movie, and that is Captain America, the 1990 film. So this will be next. Yep. Alright, so guys, tell me what you think of Darkman 3. Tell me what you think of this movie down in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed my review of this show. Thanks for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later, maybe tomorrow. But see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.